For nearly 2 decades, the United States and Afghanistan were connected by one of the longest and most complex conflicts in modern history. A war that began with a single moment, a single day, that changed the world forever. It was September 11, 2001. The United States was struck by one of the deadliest terrorist attacks in its history. Nearly 3,000 innocent lives were lost, and the world entered a new era of global insecurity. The U.S. identified al-Qaeda as the mastermind behind the attacks, and their leadership was believed to be sheltered by the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. Soon, America made a decision that would shape the next 20 years, to go after the group responsible and dismantle the environment that protected them. In October 2001, U.S. forces, along with international allies, launched military operations in Afghanistan. The early phase was fast and intense. Within weeks, the Taliban government collapsed, and their fighters retreated into mountains and rural areas. Millions of Afghans hoped that decades of conflict might finally come to an end. Schools reopened, new infrastructure began to appear, and a new government was formed with support from the international community. But the war was far from over. The Taliban regrouped, adapting their strategies and building networks across rural Afghanistan. What began as a short mission turned into a long, exhausting conflict. American soldiers, Afghan forces, and civilians all paid a heavy price as fighting spread across mountains, deserts, and villages. Every victory was followed by a new challenge, every gain countered by new resistance. Through the years, the United States focused on training Afghan security forces, rebuilding cities, and supporting democratic institutions. Billions of dollars were invested, and thousands of troops rotated in and out each year. Yet the war continued, shifting its shape and strategy again and again. For some Afghans, this period brought hope and opportunity. For others, it was a time marked by uncertainty and loss. By the mid-2010s, both the US and Afghanistan faced a difficult reality. The conflict could not be solved through military action alone. Negotiations began, peace talks rose and fell, and eventually, in 2020, an agreement was reached to withdraw U.S. forces. In 2021, the final chapter unfolded. As international troops left, the Taliban rapidly advanced across the country. Within weeks, they took control of major cities. On August 15, 2021, Kabul fell, and the Afghan government collapsed. The world watched scenes of chaos as thousands rushed to the airport seeking evacuation. After nearly 20 years, the U.S.-Afghanistan war came to an abrupt and emotional end. Today, the story of this war remains complicated. It is a story of tragedy, sacrifice, and lessons that will be studied for generations. A story that shaped millions of lives on both sides. A story that reminds the world of the cost of war, how it begins, how it changes, and how it ends. And even though the conflict has ended, its impact continues to influence global politics, regional security, and the lives of the Afghan people. The war may be over, but the memory of it remains as one of the most significant chapters of the 21st century.